What up, good people? It's your people from No Kap Podcast. In this episode, we wanted to talk about this whole Boosie situation, Snitch 9. If that's
come on, man.
You know what I mean? And then this whole new stimulus thing that's popping, which I'm really interested. Hopefully we get some some more money. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Right.
But I think we want to start out with this whole what was it, Snitch 9 or Boosie?
Yeah, can I start this, Jonah?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the No Kap Podcast, where real men have real conversations, no cap. So basically, with the whole 6ix9ine situation, everybody calling him Snitch 9 and all that stuff, and I get it. He absolutely did snitch. He's no more valid. He's not valid no more. He's out of pocket. Boom. Because everybody knows what comes along with that lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? You know that with that lifestyle, it's only 2 places that you can end up. So that means when you get into that lifestyle, that means that you're willing to accept that. You feel me? So don't do something that you know you're not, you know what I'm saying, then go tell. But if you listen to what he said...
Ain't no but.
No, it is though. Because, think about it, bro. These niggas are stealing millions of dollars from him, and you need to yourself.
Hold up. Who, me?
You, bro.
These niggas stealing millions of dollars from him, bro. They exploiting him. They hitting his baby mom. They threatening his mom, kidnapping him.
Hold up. Let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. You hear the whole case? He not only... I understand that. The reason why they did all this, he tried to cut them off once the feds got involved. He made the situation hot by getting Bull shot at him with his case. Once he did that, he made it hot. He put the bans on Bull. He paid somebody to do that, and the Bull actually. But that's still a federal case after that 9/11 shit, right?
Right.
So for him to go and he got too hot for him, he cut everybody off. That's when everybody was like, "Oh, I'm going to rock because you can't just you paid up and then you going to try to cut us off." No, we about to jump on your ass. What they didn't know was he was working with the feds the whole time.
Right.
That's what the whole loophole was. So the whole time he was working with the whole time he was working with him and tried to cut him off once it got too hot. He tried to distance himself from them because he knew they was going to jail. Whole time they tried to, once he cut them off, that's when they started plotting on him. They just didn't just start plotting on him and just they was his friends. And these is people that he was cool with before the whole rap thing. Some of he made a whole song. He made a whole song about the guy that he told on too. So there's no excuse for that. He told.
Then
period.
In that case, fair enough. Because I can only speak on, you know what I'm saying, what I know of the situation. So yeah, with that new information, he is out of pocket. He's scared of it. Because from my perspective, what he put out, you know what I'm saying, which is all that I could go off of, you know what I'm saying, was being put out to the media. Because I don't really remember, you know what I'm saying, what happened 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Basically what he's saying, they stealing all this money from him. They hitting his baby mom, threatening his mom, kidnapping him. You don't owe no loyalty. You feel me to them niggas?
No.
I'm not about to do no extra.
But no, it's not that. It's not that you owe no loyalty. It's the simple fact of if you're gonna be a snake from the begin with, don't try to play victim. All right, you did it, but now you trying to play victim. No, it ain't no. You the one that made the songs. You the one that told you gonna put 100 shots on. You did that already. So you're living this gangster image already. You can't do the time. Don't do the crime. Don't go out antagonizing all these different people and starting all this shit and making niggas move and you not really with it.
Just for the he's smarter. He know how to market himself. You got
that's not you getting 2 years in jail. That's not worth it.
Hear me out. Because Tory Lanez pointed it out before anybody pointed it out. Before they let him out, Tory Lanez was the number one on Instagram with the little quarantine radio show. Matter of fact, MTV offered him a show on their channel. He only got up to 300,000 views. This nigga one day, and you get 2 million huge.
And listen, you want to know what that is? You want to know what that is? You ever been? And this is the perfect example I ever heard. You ever been on the expressway and it's a car and it's all this traffic and you wondering why it's all this traffic and you look and somebody just crashed, a little accident. Then right after it, all the traffic just flooded. Everybody going to stay to look at the circus freak. They going to stay to. Everybody want to stare at the accident. They want to stare at the problem. Like, they going to stare and stop and look and see what the fuck is going on at the problem. That don't necessarily mean they in tune with it. They going to stare and look. Everybody going to stop and look and see what's going on. And
why give it attention? Like before Nipsey died, he said that in a radio host talk show. He said, "We're not going to give him no attention."
Hold up.
You're not the first.
Don't mention Nipsey because nobody was even listening to Nipsey before he died.
Whoa.
Let's put that out there. Like let's put that out there.
Nah,
that's a whole nother conversation. I can't.
Bro. Niggas wasn't even on that shit.
You dropping the ball, Pat. You dropping the ball. He go dropping the ball, bro. Nah, people was listening to him now.
I'm saying, where was bro? I was on Nipsey page like days before he died. I was looking at the hats. They had the Rock Nation hats. They had the blue hats. That's what made me want to even become the deal with the Crips and shit like that because I seen it. I'm like, yo, I
get what you're saying though, Pat. Like a lot of people when people like die or whatever, or they pass or whatever, they don't get as much publicity that they do when they're alive. I agree with that. Now, people was listening to Nick, but not as many people.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
No, I'm saying people was listening to. I never said nobody was listening to Nick. I'm saying how many people was listening to him, like actually listening to the shit he was. I can admit, it's certain little songs he had, but listen to what he was saying. Nobody was listening to what he was saying when he was out like that, bro.
You talking
not
about
over here?
You talking about outside of music, like you talking about like interviews?
Yes,
I know what he's saying.
Yeah, that's what.
I get what you said.
That's what I'm saying. Now I'm not saying with the music, like
for
the music.
He was saying like as far as like interviews and stuff like that, like the knowledge that he was putting out, nobody was like taking heed to it. Nobody was like listening to that.
No, you did.
Because he was on Dr. Selby. Niggas didn't even know who Dr. Selby was until he died.
Dr. Selby.
I knew. I knew who Dr. Selby.
I didn't know talking about any other hood nigga.
But you talking about like people that normally like wouldn't research him like. Gotcha.
Yeah, they don't know who the fuck he is.
I ain't gonna move.
Oh, blurt that out, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know nothing about Dr. Sebi until Nipsey brought him up.
See,
I'm being very honest with you. I knew nothing about him.
Me neither. I never heard of him.
That's why I started doing all that.
But see the reason why I heard about him was because I was researching all that stuff. Like that wasn't nothing new for me. Like I already knew like about the cases he had, like all that stuff I already knew about.
Right.
But I mean, it became real mainstream when like he mentioned them in that Breakfast Club interview. That's when everybody was like, "Well, who is that?" That's when everybody started researching.
Yeah, who the fuck is?
So.
Yeah. Yeah, like when Dr. City became mainstream, that's when I started like getting into all that veganism and all that stuff, sea moss and elderberry and burdock root and all of that stuff. All the cases that he cured and all that stuff. That's when I started. Like I didn't know about him before he came.
That's why they killed him.
I doubt it. I doubt he was killed. Like I
don't doubt that, bro. It's a lot.
Nigga was the answers, bro. How else did he die?
Exactly.
He was talking. Did y'all read the story? Do y'all know what happened? He was talking. He talked. The bull was a rat. The bull ratted, and he came up to him. He said he can't, and that was his man. He came up to him and tried to give him luck. Bull was like,
"No, not this."
Nick's like, "No, you a rat. Get from around here. You're a rat." Hold
no,
up.
Dr. Sebi.
No, talking about.
You talking about Dr. Sebi, bro?
Yeah,
we're not Dr. Sebi. Oh, y'all said, they killed Dr. Sebi?
Yeah.
I thought he died in natural causes.
Nah. What happened? Well,
like, bro, he knew everything.
He died of natural
I didn't know
causes.
nothing. I didn't know nothing about that to say. I can't speak on
Bro,
it because I didn't know nothing
was
about it.
entirely too healthy, bro. Guaranteed he wasn't going to die till he was 400. Confirmed.
But did y'all hear about the story behind like all of that? Like what happened?
Nah.
Yeah.
Give a brief. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So briefly, that's what happened, right? He was on his way to well, actually he was in Honduras. So he was in Honduras. And I guess he had too much money on him or something like that. So they stopped him and then they arrested him because of that. And then, you know, you talking about a man that has like cured like thousands of people. Like and it's proven in documentation, in court, in everything. Like we already know the whole backstory about it, the whole.
I know that story,
everything like that. So you're telling me all of a sudden this man gets arrested for having too much money, and then he dies from an illness he's never been sick.
Don't add up, right?
Don't make sense.
It don't.
Don't make sense.
Like you like that. That's not like something that's like, all right, he just died from natural causes. No, you talking about a healthy 80-something-year-old man. Like
super holistic.
Right.
Hold up, but let me play devil's advocate.
Superhuman.
I know. Here Pat come inside.
Where he's still an 87-year-old man. Now I hear what y'all saying about people, you know, they living alone, but you still an 87-year-old man. Let's be real. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like that's it. That's you up there in age, and then you know you probably been experiencing with all types of medicines and shit his whole life, and you know you never know what a motherfucker. You could get bit by the wrong shit at a certain age, and
bro, I think
you know what I mean?
87, bro.
Yeah, Pop old as a motherfucker.
He like 87, nigga.
How about 87, bro?
I know, he's 87.
Last year.
Yeah, so, and Pop is at a vulnerable age. He's 87. Like, that's
yeah, but you gotta think, bro. Pop still walking around trucking it. He's still, Pop still driving, bro. And he offer all coffee with it. You already know.
But Pop is also in Philadelphia. He's not conserving that much energy at that age. Dr. Sadie was doing all types of shit. You see the shit he was doing? Motherfucker was doing. He was doing cartwheels.
That's what's going to keep his body moving the way it's supposed to be moving on the inside. And he's taking all them vegetables and all them roots and all that stuff, sea moss and all that elderberry. Like this.
All right, so look, right. They said that he died on August 6, 2016, from complications of pneumonia.
Right.
Pneumonia, bro.
There's no way from coronavirus
environment. Like
he was in jail. So he died from complications of pneumonia in jail.
Okay.
Some of the the poor what did it say?
Environmental status. Jail. Shit.
He died in jail. He died in jail.
Okay, so
they were saying like the poor conditions of the jail, pretty much over there.
That's a bad joint. That's a bad joint right there. That opens up for shit like this for conspiracy theories.
But
like,
see, we don't. And another thing is, we don't know what they was trying to serve him or trying to feed him to eat. But even with that, in jail, what's the lady that died in jail? And they tried to say she committed suicide. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And they can put anything in the media.
We know she did not commit suicide.
Paper.
Right.
They could have kicked and they could have choked him out and just said, "Oh yeah, he had pneumonia." What?
Right. So
we needed to run a.
They say he died from pneumonia. Is that with the biopsy? Like, is there any type of report on the biopsy, like what they actually did? After
I mean, that's what they said. They said
that's another
complications of pneumonia.
that's a whole nother country. If he died in a whole country, it's not like. But we're choosing the same.
That's where. But Pat, that's where he from. He from Honduras.
He from Honduras.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he could have went on he, in my opinion, like, and I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just giving this other story. Like, he could have been in there. He's not eating at that age, and that could kill you in jail too.
But he used to fast all the time.
Right. But fasting out in the world and fasting in jail is different. Fasting with stress and with all of that, because you stressing. It's a different type of stress when you're in jail. You're in jail. You're locked in a room in a box. You're stressing, like you dig what I'm saying?
He was 82.
82, and naturally stress, your body, it needs to be dependent on some type of water or something like that. But that do leave room to say he could have been poisoned in jail. I could honestly probably say that.
Anything could have happened. Yeah, but not. I don't think he was poisoned more so with like an actual chemical. He might have been poisoned with the food they may have gave him.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
I would think that too.
To his body, like all that, like eating like red meat or fish
that
or
would be poison.
Anything that got soy in it that he has not eaten, and he's putting that into his body, that's going to disrupt.
That would tear him up.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so I guess that would make sense though if you think about it, because pneumonia is just you basically too much mucus in your lungs. You feel me?
Right.
And doctors say talking about those mucus causing foods, dairies, certain meats and stuff like that, processed food, stuff that cause mucus. So do you think that could have put, like, maybe they gave him some milk or something, or like some cheese or something like that from a cow, cow milk, cow cheese or something like that, and you feel me? It got right with
even.
But see, that would have to be in large amounts.
I know that for sure. I've seen with my own two eyes people that haven't ate pork in their life eat a little piece of pork or something like that and just clean the fuck up and it'll fuck their whole body off.
Yeah, Rob. That happened to Rob. I've seen that. That could have probably been, but I've seen that too. Look at this nigga in the background.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of want to segue into this whole Boosie thing, man. I don't know.
That's a great segue. Let the non-kids have the people start it off. The people who don't got kids. What y'all doing?
No, wait.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick and then what's going on here. So right off the bat, right off from Complex, is saying in big bold letters, Boosie Badazz faces backlash after claiming he got grown women to give his underage son oral sex. What are y'all thoughts on this?
Right on, Boots. Say no.
Well, he said the non-kids people. I ain't got no kids. I'm only 19. So my opinion on that, like, from like a very serious, like not childish aspect of it, because anybody gonna be like, oh, I wish Boosie was my dad. You feel me? But like,
that was me.
I do feel like that's kind of out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because he is a young boy. You know what I'm saying? And just because of the simple fact that it was a double standard, you know what I'm saying? Say if it was the other way around, the world would really be going crazy. You know what I'm saying? The world would really be going crazy if it was the way around. So just for the sake of it being a double standard, like, people probably not as mad as they would be because it's a boy, you know what I'm saying, and a grown woman, rather than if it was a little girl and a grown man. So I still feel like it's not right. But then on the other hand, like, you know what I'm saying, they like rich kids, you know what I'm saying? So they're probably going to be exposed to stuff like that a little bit earlier on anyway. But I still feel like that's his place to go ahead or let's just go ahead and get it out the way. You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. Question.
So what a responsible answer.
Why do you think why do you think just because he's a rich kid, he's going to be exposed to that earlier on?
I feel like because like their money, their fame, their influence, they're probably going to be situations to where so they're going to be around a lot more girls, you know what I'm saying, they age and or older, you know what I'm saying, that would be willing to do, you know what I'm saying, stuff with them because they rich, they famous.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Girl going to be trying to come up. It don't matter how old you are. She's going to try to hood, get me pregnant. You know what I'm saying? One of them type. So I feel like they're going to be exposed to that at a younger age than any regular dude or any. You get what I'm saying? But I still don't feel like Boosie should, you know.
So he told them this, or the media found out about it?
No, he told them that. At least from
like
my
how did you get the news?
In an interview, I believe, or like on Instagram.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. He probably thought it was thorough. Like he probably thought they was gonna be like, hey,
no,
they
Boosie,
rest of their life.
Hold up.
All his sons got the rest of their life to fuck any bitch they want to fuck. And you release it right now? It's just funny. I want to know what's his intentions. Like, what he thought was going to come from that by you releasing that information.
I mean,
let me tell you. Hold up. Let me tell you what it was. It was a Vlad TV interview. And Vlad TV, Boosie is the type of nigga that really talk about his real life and really say the real shit. But it was probably the wrong time to state real shit. It's serious shit that men we think of that we can all agree on. Like this, how women got shit that they can all agree on to themselves, like collectively. Like, everything ain't for the internet. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I think he went wrong at. But what Kwame was saying, his son is exposed to different shit than us. Like, I mean, I know when I was 13, I was looking at grown ass. I ain't even gonna hold you. But I wasn't.
Check this out, y'all. Check this out, because I ain't even read this whole, like the whole article. But check this out, right? I'm gonna share the screen again real quick. I didn't even know it was this deep. But it says, like later on down here, I don't know if y'all can see this, but it says Boosie also claimed he had shown his son how to put on a condom when he was only 9 or 10 years old. Yes, that's how I raised him. I don't care what y'all say. It's better than watching cartoons. That's why they have iPhone 11s. They can watch as much porn as they want. It's better than them watching cartoons with two men kissing.
Now he's scared.
Yeah, I'm definitely scared.
Y'all taking it out of context. Y'all gotta hear the way he said it. Like I know, I seen the interview, so I know the way he said it. The way he was saying it was, he was basically saying like they got the phones already. Like they're looking at grown ass ladies on websites anyway. Like you dig what I'm saying? It's there. So now the way he worded it was. Yeah, it was wrong. It was definitely wrong. And no, women out there, I'm not condoning that. No, I wouldn't let my child mess with a grown lady. No, I'm not condoning it at all. But I'm saying I can see where it's wrong. It's wrong. But teaching the kids how to use condoms at that age, I don't see nothing wrong with that because they're going to do it. They're going to do it anyway.
Right, but at 9 though.
Oh yeah,
9 or 10.
Said 9 or 10.
They're going to be exposed to stuff like that a little bit earlier because of, you know what I'm saying, what they were born.
You gotta realize he took a big hiatus out their lives, you know, from being in jail too. So you know that when you raising kids, I know as a dad that never had like no real dad, like having that, you raise your kids how you wanted to be raised, basically, like. You give them the same laws that you wanted to have. So in that case, you may give your kids too much of a comfortability like he doing, which would do that, but you don't expose that to the world because that's not for everybody. You do that, keep that shit to yourself.
Okay.
It's not right. It's not right, but Boosie, we stand with you. I mean, we stand with you.
Drew,
it's not right.
I think you gave your opinion on it. Like what you think about that? Like not the phone and the condom, no, like him specifically, you know what I'm saying, getting his son some How do you feel about this? Like, what's your thing?
Drew, me?
Yeah, Drew.
Okay. Listen. That's not my child. And, I can't really, talk about how somebody else raises their child. Now,
right.
if we're just talking about me.
What a politically correct
now, now, if it was me.
This is no Kap Podcast, though.
And the reporter asked me, or, that question or something like that came up, because I didn't see the interview, so I'm just saying, like, in my predicament and what I would do with my child. So this is no knock against Boosie or nothing like that. How he raises his child is how he raises his child. I can't comment on that. But me, as being a father to two boys, I'm not paying somebody to come and do that to my kids. Like, number one. And number two, what type of, now this is not a knock on any type of woman at all, like, but what type of woman would do that to a little kid? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you don't know like how that in the long road could affect that child.
Mm-hmm.
So like to me, like I wouldn't do that.
I get what you're saying.
No,
I'm not trying to throw no shit on nobody, but no Kap, she's out of pocket, bro. Like, she's extremely out of pocket because, like, matter of fact, can't even say that. I mean, no, she is out of pocket. Stamp solidified. Let's move that to the side. But remember from the last podcast what you were saying, like, people that do certain things like that, you have to also look at their mental, you know what I'm saying? Because something could have happened to her and her whole head, but she's still scared. Like,
plot twist.
You know what I'm saying? What you were saying?
Plot twist. I'm going to play devil's advocate. What if he was capping and spicing it up?
Then, like, he was just trying to be, like, he was just trying to make it so.
You know how niggas talk and we talk and sometimes we just spice it up. Like, yeah, I got my kids. What if he was just lying? What if he was just spicing it up?
What if he was capping?
And he was spicing it up. But I mean, if that's the case, it's all in the news and people are going to believe.
Make it look corny.
So
yeah, believe it regardless.
It up. I can guarantee you, like, he didn't want all of this extra attention he's getting.
But I mean, even
my kid do this,
right?
Even when you look at Baby and Wayne, I mean, it was the same thing.
I was going to say that too.
Baby did the same thing to Wayne.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, like, what type of woman? You know what I'm saying? How old is his son?
I think he was 12 or 13. I think he said.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know.
I mean, we got hot horses.
At that age, you are like, you know, kind of
start becoming conscious of the opposite sex.
Right.
At least with boys.
I mean, if he's showing them, hey, like, you know, this how you put on a condom or whatever. Because at that point now, you just teaching them about having safe sex, which is cool.
Right. But as a nigga from the hood, you looking at it like it's just a dick suck. Like I could understand how his mentality is. When you from the hood, it's so minimum, it's so like not nonchalant. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's a dick suck. Niggas is getting killed up the street. Like, the fuck?
I get what you're saying. But
now you taking the innocence away from a child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think of he might remember that. You know what I'm saying? And that might mess with him when he get older.
What if this is what I'm saying though. What if I'm playing devil's advocate.
Right.
I've been a 12 or 13-year-old little boy before. So I know how a 12 or 13-year-old little boy, we beating our dicks until it's red. Anyway. To grown ass ladies.
I ain't gonna say all of that though, bro. But I get.
No, but I'm saying,
I get.
Kids.
Whoa!
Yo, man said you beating it till it's red.
Listen, and young boys be wanting some pussy. For real, they want some pussy.
I get what he's saying though. Like no cap. Like at that age,
I get what you're saying.
At that age, that's when I became conscious about the opposite sex for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm like, I want some coochie. Like at 13. Matter of fact, I think I lost my virginity. And then, like I said, no pun intended. When you grew up with bigger, older people, you no pun intended was older than me. So
right.
You know what I mean? All my cousins was hitting shit already, and my uncles was hitting shit.
Yeah, me too.
The influences I had around me already.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And would you say I was a normal 12 or 13-year-old?
Nah, bro.
So that's what I'm saying. I would think I was mature enough to be like, man, I can talk to understand what y'all saying though. Like, it's not right. Taking the innocence out of the child.
But you're mature enough to do that, but the responsibility after doing that, now let's just say if that person, I'm not talking about Boosie kid. I'm not talking about Boosie. I'm not talking about his kids. I'm just saying any person in that predicament, if at the age of 12 or 13 or 14 you having sex, a lot of dudes don't know nothing about putting on no condoms, so they just hit and run. Right.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, but he said that he taught his kid at 9 or 10 on how to put it
right. But we not talking about Boosie because that's that situation, right? So I'm saying like any normal kid out there, they don't know nothing about like for the most part. Some of them don't know nothing about how to put on a condom or anything like that. So you imagine a 12, 13, 14-year-old, right? Just having sex with, people of their, or women of their, like, age range. So let's just say that little girl or whatever gets pregnant at 12 or 13 or 14. Like, now you got to deal with the responsibility of you having a kid at 12, 13, or 14. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no experience. Like, now you a father and a mother before your time. Like, how are you going to take on that responsibility? So that's another thing that you got to, think about.
You know what? You absolutely right. That's a good point. Once you make a kid, once you do that, once a kid felt like he did that, he feel like he a grown man too young.
Right.
He not. He's still a kid. You're right. That's the biggest point.
You gonna get that one girl that's gonna be like, "No, you ain't got to put that joint on," and then you don't put it on, and then you get the joint pregnant. And then
now you got a 14, 15-year-old son with a baby mom.
Especially like Pat was saying earlier, especially Boosie or what Quan was saying, especially one of Boosie kids. They know that his dad got money. They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you ain't even got to even do that."
All right.
Yeah, imagine. It's easy for a broke ass little boy. Like, I'm talking about a broke ass little boy. So imagine a motherfucker that got a little bit of paper.
Yeah,
y'all right. That was a good point. That could make somebody up. So the responsible answer in conclusion. Oh, what you about to say?
Yeah, check this out. So I want to touch on this. I want to touch on this. This whole new stimulus payment that they're trying to bring out. They saying that it's been approved. $3 trillion have been approved.
Damn.
But
this just released?
Yeah, this is today, bro.
Damn.
The U.S. House late Friday approved a massive $3 trillion coronavirus spending package that would, among others, provide a second round of $1,200 stimulus checks. So I don't know. Like,
where are they getting this money from?
They printing it, bro. Like, they can just print it.
But look at the numbers. You look at it. No, they're borrowing. They're borrowing the money.
Y'all about $3 million. But
your audio don't got clean audio.
What you say, Julie? Breaking up.
Yeah, your audio wasn't good, bro. Say it again.
I was saying, ain't it ironic that I understand they can go right to the Federal Reserve and go right to the Franklin Mint and, get a request order for print this how many X amount of dollars. But just as fast as y'all can do that, y'all couldn't do that for Flint, Michigan with their water prices 7 years ago.
And it's still going on right now. And on top of that, we in debt to China like 100 billion or something like that. Now, the reason why, because, people be saying like, oh, we print our own money. Why we can't just print more? Because, like if you was to print a large sum amount of money and then put it back in circulation into the country, it's going to cause inflation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as the China situation specifically, you're printing that out and you're shutting it straight over there. So it's not being circulated in our economy. So it's like, ain't no inflation happening. So why are we in debt to them and we print our own money?
Because y'all listening, this is how it works. We borrow money from a country for shit like this. Like right now, the money that we borrowing, gold is what represents the dollar. So every dollar is represented by gold.
No. So, nope. We're not on the gold standard no more.
No, I'm not saying we not on the gold. I know we not on the gold standard no more. I'm saying that's what it's supposed to be. Hold up, hear me out. Hold up.
That's where it came
from. So basically the money that we're getting from for these stimulus packages and stuff like that, we're borrowing from somebody else.
Right.
We just don't have to pay zero interest on them. So you dig what I'm saying? We're still borrowing money from other countries and other places because it's in resources. So if we owe China 100 billion, it's probably because
that's for the actual figures.
It's because it's for shit like for farming and shit like that we bought in taxes and you dig what I'm saying? All our basically most of the country, most of the businesses and the big corporations in the United States they in China. Look at this shit. You got a China shirt on there.
Right.
Yo, you said they borrowing the money for this coronavirus stuff?
Yeah. They're borrowing the money for this coronavirus thing. So they borrow it and they borrow it so that way they could put it back and you know what I mean? But what's wrong is that the president is not helping the states. So the states is about to go bankrupt because they're spending their money and resources on coronavirus shit, preparation and stuff like that.
Right.
And giving them the money back for it. He's telling them y'all on your own. Y'all spend your money and y'all just wait until the next budget come out and we give y'all money then. Y'all got a budget for it.
What he's doing is he's taking his money, right? And he's bailing out the bigger businesses.
Right.
And then the other businesses, the smaller businesses, they're getting loans from the government to pay their essential employees. So I'm not going to dive too much in it because I know this was told to me by somebody, and I'm not trying to, get caught up in anything like that. But pretty much what's happening is they're taking, like, especially small businesses, they're taking that money and they're paying their essential employees off of that money that they received. They're going off of their last year's like average gross like per month, I guess. And they're doing that for however many months. And then after that, I guess you would say like bailout that they got from the government or that loan. Like after that's over with, like it's a certain amount of time and then it's over with. And then the company has to go back either to apply for another one or they got to come out their pocket. So that's why you see a lot of those businesses that have their essential employees working, they had to call all their people back because they got to, and that's the only way that they could get that loan from the government. So now, after a certain period of time, I don't know if it's 2 or 3 months. After that money runs out, it's over with.
So all those
you got to apply for another loan.
Nurses and all that stuff that's like getting hazard pay, that's coming from that money.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So how can
Our president is basically in the way.
We're super in the way. Like,
so what y'all think about about the presidential election that's coming up?
It's probably gonna be rigged. Not even gonna
what presidential election?
Was it rigged?
I wish y'all could see my face right now. Oh, y'all can.
I'm mad that Bernie Sanders dropped out of the running.
No, it's Biden. It's Biden versus Trump. Biden is beating Trump right now.
So it's like bad and worse.
Pretty much.
Basically.
No, that's like
Trump.
No, how? No, y'all are tripping. You're not seeing the big picture. It's Biden. Biden is cool. Like, yeah, right. Like that was Obama's vice president. He's solid.
Yeah,
he's not addicted. He's not, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. Why.
You ain't seen
it. But listen, there's nothing worse than Trump.
This is something that Charlemagne exposed, right?
About the laws he passed back in the day.
Correct. That's still in effect.
Yeah, but
he still stands by them. So if you support that, like
the board,
I'm not with it.
Listen. But what is the nigga then got us into a whole pandemic? Like y'all not seeing what's going on? Like fuck the laws he got. We need somebody that's comparable to run the country that run the country from and that's sympathetic and can understand what's going on. Like, all right.
But we don't know if he can. We don't know if Biden can.
So we sure that Trump can because we see it.
Oh, we know he can. But
okay, that's the only option.
Right now, we ain't got no choice. Trump's gonna be in there for another 4 years.
He probably will.
Y'all is crazy.
I'm trying to tell you, the pendulum swings every 8 years.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
For the last every 8 years.
The last 3 or 4 presidents has been like 8 years.
So y'all
gonna get 8. You're gonna get 8 years of a Republican, and you're gonna get 8 years of a Democrat.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, that's true.
Go back and check it.
Listen. If the bull beat, if the bull bite and beat, what y'all think? So listen.
He not.
So what happened?
He not. It ain't.
He can't fuck with Trump. He can't fuck with Trump. Like let's be real. Ain't nobody. Trump been on the news every day for some dumb shit. Every day this year. Like no.
Them rednecks love him.
No, don't call them rednecks, bro. Call them. We not going to school down to their level on our TV show. We go call some people.
That's cool. We just gonna cut that part out.
Yeah, he can edit that shit.
Yeah, but listen, but yeah, Trump. Like one thing I did notice was that all attention is good attention, no matter if it's bad or good. Like all publicity is good publicity. So the nigga is the master of getting publicity. Like he says something stupid every day. Like he makes sure he says something stupid.
Like 6ix9ine.
Like the nigga said the other day, he said that he wouldn't have any cases of the disease if we didn't test as much. The president of the United States.
What he say?
The president of the United States. We're not talking about the guy down the street. We're not talking about the nigga at the bookstore. We talk about the nigga who run the country. He said we wouldn't have as many cases of the disease if we wasn't tested so much. If we stopped testing, it wouldn't be no more cases. The cases.
You know what that's like saying? That's like telling your girl, oh, you're not going. You. I was like telling your girl, or you wouldn't keep catching me cheating if you would stop going through my phone. Like, what you mean? Like, he goes,
listen. Basically, the nigga said he basically saying that it wouldn't be no more traffic in the world if it wasn't for expressways. If all the expressways was going, there wouldn't be no traffic.
Stink. That don't make no sense.
Like Pat, I get what he's trying to say. I think what he's
what
he meant to say was this.
He's talking about
listen.
No, because you gotta hear what he said. Can you go on YouTube and pull it up first, real fast? And pull up.
But listen, right? And y'all everybody probably gonna agree with this, right? If the only thing that we're seeing is the new cases. They're not talking about a lot of the deaths. They're just talking about, it's this many new cases. We're not seeing like, okay, how many people recovered from this?
No, we understand that point. He's saying that if we stop touching it, the disease just gonna go away magically. We know the people still got the disease.
No. What I think he's saying is that if like I heard like, we stop testing, well, what the last point that you made, right? As far as, the testing, I think the fear of the new cases and the testing is causing this major chaos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think that he's trying to like really mean to say, but he's not saying that. He don't know how to really express it.
This is what I'm trying to say. It's the present. We're not talking about me, you, or you could articulate better what you're trying to. What the point is that he's trying to. What I'm trying to make is that this is not we holding Boosie to a higher standard than we're holding the president of the United States. That don't make no sense.
No. Like, I don't. It ain't no standard with him. What do you mean? He don't care.
This is the president.
He don't care. We can say whatever we want about this dude. He does not care. We hold him to a standard. But see, this is the thing, right? And a lot of them reporters hold him to a standard. But what happens is once they question him, he stops them from even coming in there asking questions. Like, you cannot ask no question, period. He won't call on you or nothing like that. So specific things that you gotta ask him in order for you to get called on the next time. So they know not to ask him, hey, yo, what you doing about this coronavirus joint? Because we don't see no impact. What you doing about unemployment? Like, we see these numbers rising. Is there a vaccine? Like, he not even letting the doctor talk.
Mm-mm. And this is what I'm saying. This is the president of the United States of America. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, this is the leader of the free world. You dig what I'm saying? All right. This is what I'm saying. You got to be able to articulate to millions of people, whether they like you or not, what's going on. You're responsible for making us at ease. The country would never be at chaos if he had everything under control. If he made everybody feel safe and comfortable with going outside and everything, it would be cool. The problem is that niggas don't trust him. Like what if you do? What if? Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, we seen this virus come from China before people were even talking about a coronavirus. He should have had it under lock. He should have had shit on lock already. He should have had this shit. This is what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't have been no lockdown. People wouldn't have even felt like this if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for his leadership. If he was leading the right way, from the gun bust, once he first heard about it, all right, let me put this in place, boom, 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 so that way the media won't be able to bang this out of proportion. Let me go ahead and get this out the way now in January. So, but that way, by the time we get to
Pat,
media can't bring it out of proportion.
You're breaking up, Pat.
Oh, all right.
Breaking up. But me personally, I just want to add this. I think that this was all like a part of the plan. Because again, fear controls people. So they're trying to do something to try to control, like the public. You know what I mean? So this was all planned. It's not like, it's just happened. Like, it was all planned. You know what I mean? They want people to be scared. This is why they're always, promoting like all of the cases. This many cases has just came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and there's a saying now. There's a saying now, chaos out of order. Like, once you bring chaos, you bring order in right underneath that. Because then everybody going to fall in line. And what's going to happen
But ain't nobody listening.
Well,
I'm trying to tell you, this is what's going to happen. He's going to walk himself to another election and win it because he's going to come up with something new because the vaccine is already here. What's going to happen is that he's going to come out and say, hey, we discovered this new vaccine that can cure this thing, and they already had it already. It's in his back pocket. He ain't saying nothing yet about it. But once it's come around November, when he gonna get reelected, he gonna, hey, I got this vaccine we working on right now. We gonna fast track this joint right now.
He already
everybody gonna be like, oh, Trump.
He just hold
Yep. Another 4 years.
Guess how much money they gonna make off of that?
Right. It's all about money, man. That chaos right now is bringing money. You look at Amazon, Jeff Bezos, and that boy about to be a trillionaire.
A trillion, the first ever.
Right.
Oh God.
Yeah, he racking it up.
People been on this earth, and you about to be the first trillionaire? That's crazy.
Trillionaire, bro. Trillionaire.
All right,
that nigga racking it up. Jeff Bezos wrapping it up.
Yeah, I want to take it. Y'all got my crazy questions, right? So
I got a crazy question for y'all too.
I got a crazy question, right? So let's say you get locked up, right? And let's say you get locked up, right? And you end up getting, you end up getting a little gang raped by some dudes. Like, and you end up, let's say it happens more than one time, and you end up kind of, slightly enjoying it.
Ask me a little bit. I ain't even going home.
Are you gay?
Where we going?
Yes, you're gay.
Super.
You gay if that happened?
What if, look, like you get held down, right? Let's say you don't like it, you get held down, and you don't like it. Are you gay?
Death before dishonor, bro.
Bro, because at the end of the day, any way you try to spin it, is no way that you're going to convince me that you're not allowing that to happen.
Exactly.
Bro, like if you get held down and you get like poked in the booty, my nigga.
Hell no.
You're gay, my nigga. He turned you gay.
If you get held down and you get poked in the booty, you gay?
Bro, because you gotta think about it, bro.
But that's rape though.
Yeah. That's some.
Why you laughing, Drew?
Yo, I don't know if I'll be able to answer this one, but yo,
I got a wacky question for y'all.
Yeah, what's your question, bro?
Yeah, hold up.
Shout out, bro.
Yeah, that make you gay.
Shout the fuck out.
All right, so I got a question for y'all. For somebody right now, I said, yo, I got $1,000 for you right now. Matter of fact, no, let me make it this. Let me make
this
it
can't be good.
20,000. I got 20,000 for you right now. Would you go? And I just got to pick out a random crackhead. Would you got a random crackhead female? Would you hit him raw for 20,000? A random one.
No.
Oh no.
Not at all.
Nah, bro.
Because
I'm gonna play Pat right now, right? All right. So, yo, it only really take you about 2 minutes. sometimes to get there. So for 20,000 for 2 minutes,
you gonna roll them dice?
I'm not saying me. I'm just saying.
It only
he said raw.
Yeah, 1 second to get HIV for 20,000.
But see, I'm not
I
saying
said a
me though.
random trash kid. You got.
I'm not saying me though.
So like,
my answer from the rip is no. But I'm just saying.
So all them STDs, they got a 2-minute rule on them. Like it's a 2-minute wait time. Like they gonna sit there and wait that 2 minutes.
You got 10.
I'm not.
10
I can't.
Yo, I want to ask Jude a question from the last John.
Oh man,
hey Jude.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Where you at, Jude?
I'm right here.
Yo, would you let somebody hit your wife for $1 million for one night?
Hit my wife?
Yeah.
For Millie?
For $1 million.
Wait a minute.
Somebody fuck your wife for $1 million.
Wait.
The same stuff that you said last time. Like she come home, like he drill her shit, like really draw on her.
No,
like,
Pat said all of that. Now I ain't say all of that. Pat was the one.
That was Drew.
He got killed. Somebody said she got killed last time.
Yeah, he drilled her.
He said, now he killed her shit completely, like just ruined her. You know what I'm saying? For $1 million.
Hold on, am I broke or?
Yeah, you broke.
That matters.
Yeah, you broke. The spotlight on you.
We already know this nigga answer.
Hold on, wait.
Said, am I broke?
Would I let somebody hit my wife just for one? Nah, I can't do that.
No, you can't. Oh, all right. I was about to say you can't. We can't let you hear our answer.
Hell no. It's the principle behind it. And $1 million is not a lot of money.
What about 500
that was said to me was 500.
What about 500
million?
500 million?
Yeah.
$500 million.
Your wife.
Though.
I wouldn't. If I really love my wife, there's no amount of money.
My man.
Oh, all right, my man. All right, yeah, all right. Good answer.
Check it out, right?
Kwame said, I'm going to let it
happen, right? The next day, I get the money, I can die. So I'm going to allow you to fuck my wife for $1 million, and then the next day I could die? Hell no. It's not worth it.
What if it was your girl, though?
If it was my bitch. Oh, we wasn't married?
I'm playing.
I mean, no, he go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead with that. We ain't married. Listen, I tell niggas, listen, bro. I tell them like, yo, if you can take my bitch, bro, you can have her. I don't even want her. And I done told bitches that. You can go ahead. I don't need her. If you go ahead.
No, I ain't that bold.
I'm that bold.
Like that. If you can fuck my bitch, you can have her.
You can have her. Fuck, I need her.
No, you can't, nigga. You ain't taking my bitch. I'm taking her back.
Because
I'm gonna cheat on her.
White mentality.
Yo,
that's what they want you to do.
I don't think you gay if you get held down and get gang banged though. I don't think you get
fuck out of here.
You ain't gay because you getting held down, bruh. You ain't got it, right? Like if niggas hold you down, you get gang raped in the boot.
Right. But think about it, right? You like, you know what I'm saying? Think about it from this type of perspective. Like you got kids, right? You wouldn't let nothing in the world happen to your kids. You see somebody, you're gonna fight until you can't fight no more to make sure that your family is okay. So if you're saying that you got gang raped and held, that means you gave up at some point.
Right, we can't release it.
That means that you just gave up. It was like, all right, dang.
Hell no.
Nah, we keeping it there, bro. Nah, we keeping it there.
My name.
You see what I'm saying? At some point, you just gave up. Even if you put up a little bit of fight, that means you gave up at some point.
Listen, I'm on the record. On the record, it's. We're not going to say gay, but it's.
Bruh. If 10 niggas hold you down, like how
why do now
listen, the man in there.
You giving an extreme. you're giving an extreme example to prove a point. Because why do 10 niggas want your ass that bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a very extreme example. He goes 10 niggas holding you down. And like, you know what I'm saying? There's something going on. There's something else.
That's foul as shit.
Some rumors or something in the jail because ain't 10 niggas, bro? That's a riot. Like, you can't.
I'm just going off some stuff I seen in, like, you know, you ever see like the little movies? And they be holding these down and they be gang raping them.
Scared.
Not me. Nope. Hell, I'm fighting for my life.
For my life. The whole thing.
No, you not.
Okay. I'm fighting for my life.
You ain't gonna fight for your life. You gonna fight. Hey, don't kill me.
Yo, them niggas in jail be a little beefy though, bruh. Like, you gotta think, like, them niggas be in there lifting weights.
I've been in jail.
That's why you
gotta kill me.
It ain't worth it.
Did not take. You see me? No, man, you can't.
Pat, come on now.
I'll go right to solitary.
Hold you down, my nigga.
Right to solitary.
You said what?
2 niggas hold you down, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be on that bitch fighting for my life.
You only need
bitch, get off of me.
Now picture this. If one person each grabbed one of your limbs, your arm, like one person got one arm, another person got one arm, another person got your leg, another person got your leg. What do you like? How are you fighting?
You gotta scuffle, bro. You gotta.
I'm talking about. Listen.
Give up.
Listen.
How you gonna stop
before you even got there? You had to get to that point. Once I see niggas closing in, it's already here.
All somebody gotta do is hit you in the head real good. They hit you in the head real hard, like kind of like halfway knock you the fuck out. Then they grab your arm and your legs. What are you doing?
I better be dead when I wake up.
How you gonna fight?
If I ain't dead if I ain't dead when I wake up, I'm gay.
He's talking about I better.
If I wake up from that, I'm gay. Yo, you might as well go to South Street. I might as well get a crib there South Street.
He said, if I'm not
like that's
do not release this episode.
Like, what kind of homicide rapist are we talking about? Like, we bringing death into the picture. Like, it's a lot going on for some. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's drawing. Like, that's drawing. Like, I don't think. Nah.
Listen, it's a no cat podcast. You can't cat.
No cat.
I would say that.
Yo, it's a wrap,
bro.
That's a wrap, bro.
No cat.
He said that we gonna leave it off. No, we can't leave it off on no shit like that.
No gay shit.
All this get cut off.
Oh, you gonna cut it, Drew?
You gonna cut this? You gonna cut this shit?
Hey, y'all want me to leave it? I can leave it in.
Yeah, you gotta leave that in, bro.
All right,
leave it in it, because everybody gonna go crazy in the comments.
That shit.
That's the funny part.
Yeah, that nigga gay.
That nigga gay. If you get raped by a bunch of niggas, and you got him, if you let it happen, you're gay. That's the end of that. That's the end of that question. Is for the end of the question is for 20 racks. Y'all the apartment crackhead, right? That's it. Everybody said yeah, right?
What?
Wait,
what? No, what? No.
Yeah, right? No.
Yeah, right. Out of here.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this though. Y'all think that 6ix9ine should have a rap career?
Hold on, let me. Me personally, I think he should just go. He represent the snitches. The snitches need their rat. He the most famous rat since Stuart Little.
Stan?
I heard he still have
like this song got to like how many views song get in like 4 hours?
He 24.
He's not gonna have no career. Like this is what I'm saying. Like he already was. His trajectory of making music over a long time is gonna be out. Like once his fans grow up, he's gonna be out. they go right through
people
that.
That's going to fuck with him is his own people. That's the Spanish community, and they might not.
Yeah.
For real.
He probably. Yeah, he already got a career. He you know what I mean? As long as he, you know what I mean, keep the public out like he keep doing, he's gonna have a career. But in my opinion, the nigga's a weenie. Like,
you seen his bitch get his face tatted on him? Tatted on her?
He doesn't even look like him.
The question though, like I feel like he's going to have a career because like the best thing he could have possibly did was own it. Like he owned it. He was like, you know, I read it. Like he put the little red and emoji over his face and like he owned it. That's the best possible thing he could have did.
Own that.
Hold up, wait. You seen the video?
No.
I haven't seen no video.
No, he lying. Look at his hand. Look at his arm.
No,
He's scratching his back.
It was on Instagram and I was scrolling.
It was on Instagram.
I'm saying like he
no.
owned it. You get what I'm saying? Like he owned it and he like kept it a being and then he put out what people wanted to hear. So a lot of people forgave him and was like, oh, if it was me, I would have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's still going to have like a music career after this. Not for that long.
I watched the video.
His fans forgave him.
His fans,
not the people that's in the industry. Like as far as, you know, so-called
artists.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
if his fans forgave him, he still got a fan base, he still have a career.
He do. I mean, you got 2 million people in your live watching your story. I mean,
and he got like 500 million views in like a week.
Yeah,
it was quicker than that, bro.
I'm talking about 5.
That shit was like 10 that everybody.
You talking about his live or you talking about his video?
No, I'm talking about Google, his song that he
he got 500,000 views in like
500
hours.
Yeah,
it was hours.
He broke records. Yeah, he broke records real fast. I ain't even hold you.
That's crazy.
It was in hours.
He did.
But I said,
most viewed YouTube video ever.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But like I said, but the thing about him is that shit is all it is a collision. Like I said, you can't. The way the universe works, like the more nut shit you do and you put out into the universe, the more nut shit you won't get back. So God smacked 2 years on him real fast, and he still was able to sustain his buzz. Let's see what he do with it. Let's see what he make out of it.
He said 50 Cent how to hide money. How to say?
You said what?
He said to Whistler, he said 50 Cent told me how to hide my money and save my money.
That's
why he got
right there.
That's okay. But I think on that note, man, I think we should go ahead and just wrap it up, man. Because you know, if the nigga got a fan base, he got a fan base. But I ain't gonna listen to none of it. That's just to be real.
I wasn't a fan of him. I wasn't a fan of him anyway before he went to jail. For all his tactics and shit he was doing to get like that's not cool. You know what I mean? You don't use good men and you don't fuck with good men to get famous and to get your name across. Shit like that.
Life. Always corn. Like
your audio is nasty right now.
Listen, I want everybody to leave some comments in the comment section. You know, let us know about whatever y'all what's your opinions on anything that we discussed in this episode. You know, it could be about the gay stuff. It could be about
you gotta cut that one out.
We ain't doing that.
Yeah.
You know, man, just
that definitely gotta go.
Just go ahead, just comment, leave a comment in the comment section, and you know, keep riding with us or whatever. You know what I mean? You know, we'll
like, subscribe,
share,
like, subscribe, comment, check us out. We gonna come full force with shit, more content. We want to try to record as much as we can to get y'all different topics and keep up what's going on in the world. Like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. Follow us on our social medias. Follow the No Cap Podcast Instagram. Like us on Facebook. We're gonna do little trivia to where though we'll go live and we'll give like we'll give out lunch money to answer certain questions or certain trivias and stuff like that. So get with us, okay? Anybody else got anything they want to say?
Make sure y'all hit that click the bell. You know when we upload. Please click the bell.
All right, yeah, I'm about to go listen to 6ix9ine.
And we're doing shout outs.
All right, we're gonna leave it at that.
I knew he was a 6ix9ine fan. That's why.